I know it's not easy to run a business, and that is why we are here, so that we exchange ideas, we explore together how entrepreneurship can be easy for all of us. And we are learning from networking, exchanging ideas and experiences. Yeah, that is how we learn. And that is why we are here. And we hope to continue connecting because we have a WhatsApp group. There is a link that has been shared, and you can let us know about yourself so that we continue interacting even after this session, so that we explore, solutions for the challenges which are there. Challenges are always there. Yeah. You have a business, you want to start another one. So we learn here how to identify business concepts. And this is a series that we have been running. We started with part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. And today is, we are going further into that topic of how to find business concepts. Yeah. And today the topic really is on how to find the best. Yeah. Because going through the materials that we shared, you are likely to find many, many concepts. Yeah. But how will you pick the best? How will you pick the best? Yeah. And before I continue, let me share about our company here that we are called Mentor Aha Biz. And we are business trainers, we are business mentors. Mentorship goes together with training entrepreneurs because especially those who are starting, they'll find it challenging. And that is why businesses close. The first 3 months, you find somebody has given up, but a mentor makes all the difference. So those are the packages we do. Apart from this morning's webinar that we're having, we have other programs. As you can see there, one-on-one or even as groups, we do these programs. And that is our contact there. Yes. I don't know if there is any comment, any questions up to where we are. So today we are concentrating on how do you know the best concept? How do you determine that the concept is the best? Yeah. Because if you go through the steps that we have been discussing so far, you'll find that you might come up with very many concepts. And even we have done a process where, a physical process going through the materials, and somebody said at the end of that session, they already had 10 concepts. Yeah. So it's possible over time once you learn how to spot these concepts, it's possible to find so many concepts. It's very possible. So how do you pick the best? One of the ways to know the best is whether that concept that you have picked, is it meeting customer needs? Yeah. Is it what customers want? I have experience where people have come up with a concept, they like it so much, it's something they love so much, but they are not aware whether it's what customers want. Because why are you coming up with this concept? It's because you want to sell something. So customers are very important. It's not about yourself, it's about selling. Finally, you'll be selling. So it's good, even as you come up with a concept, to think about the customer. Is that what they want? Are they going to get interested? Is it meeting their needs? Yeah. And the more painful the needs of those customers, the better the concept. Yeah. in Kenya, we have the M-Pesa. And those who come from Kenya, you can pause and think about the M-Pesa, concept. Is it meeting people's needs? Is it reducing the pains of the people? Yes, because before the M-Pesa, for example, my mother used to travel 10 kilometers to go to the nearest bank. But today she doesn't have to. She has money close to her. So you can see a concept, the best concept has to make life easier for the customer. So always think about that. Yeah. Yeah, you can have many, many concepts. The best, the one that will give you most money is the one that is making the life of the customers easier. Yeah. The other point, as you pick the best, is to think of it whether the customers can afford it. What prices are you going to be selling? And can customers, your customers, the one close to you, the ones around you, the ones you have in mind, can they afford that? So if it's too expensive, then customers cannot afford, then it's not the best. As simple as that. Yeah. And then the other point to consider is the competitive advantage. Competitive advantage has a lot to do with the uniqueness of your concept. Okay. And by unique, I mean it can't be easily copied. People can't copy that. It's very unique to you. The more unique it is, the best it is. Because, if it is something that, I see people get into businesses like selling clothes, selling shoes. Anyone can do that. It's so easy to start that. So very soon you'll be out of business because other people will come in, they'll start selling clothes, and you'll be too many doing the same thing. Customers will get fewer and fewer because after all, there are so many people selling clothes to them. Yeah. So think about that. Can it be easily copied? I have seen people get into a business where they are making cosmetics. They come up with unique formulas, for cosmetics. Those formulas, they are only known to them. Yeah. And so long as the cosmetic is quality and customers like it, customers can afford it, nobody knows how much it is. And I mean, nobody can tell how that is made. Yeah, it's not easy to copy that. Yeah. I can see some people have connectivity problem. Is there any comment up to where we are? Any comment? Any question? So that is how you determine whether a business concept is the best, If it can easily be copied. Yeah, you could have a concept which is almost similar to what others are doing, but you can make it unique, maybe in terms of this the kind of service you're offering. The kind of customer care that you give is unique from what everybody is doing. You can differentiate it. Yeah. That is why you find a street has so many um, uh, shops or restaurants, but people keep going to one restaurant only. Why? Because of the kind of food they serve there, the way they prepare, the way they treat their customers, other extra things they do. These are not easy to copy. Nobody can tell. Yeah. So sometimes, yeah, you may come up with a concept that improves on existing concepts. It depends on your location, where you are, and what you see businesses offering. And as we have said in one of those sessions, I think it's part 3, these concepts are coming to fill a gap between what customers want and what existing businesses are offering. They are always gaps, things that are not being offered, or they are not being offered in the way that customers want. These businesses continue with their own, or maybe they are not aware, or they don't know how to really meet what customers want. So that is how you get a concept that fills that gap. Another point to really have in mind is about your personality. Yeah, very, very important. I think this one we discussed in part 2 of the sessions, and we had a tool to analyze that you can use to analyze your personality. We have a YouTube channel where we have downloaded this part 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can revisit some of the materials there. It is mentalahabiz.com is our YouTube channel. So personality is one. You need to analyze yourself, understand yourself, because personality is going to affect the way you do your business. So if you come up with a new concept, it's a very good concept, and customers need that. It's going to reduce the pains of the customers. It's going to do very well. Customers can afford it. Competitive advantage is taken care of, not easily copied. But your personality is not aligning with that. Yeah. Then you really have to give a lot to that, because you'll not be happy. It's going to affect you. For example, some people like working behind the desks in the office, hiding themselves somewhere. That is their personality. But others, they like outdoors and meeting many people. So you may be a person who likes to be in the office somewhere at the background. And the concept wants you to be out there, meet many people, talk. It's not going to align with your personality. And you may not want to do it. It will be difficult to get by. Yeah. So sometimes you may decide not to go on with such concepts, and you pick what will be comfortable for you. Yeah. And also this goes along with your passion. Are you passionate about it? If you do things that you're passionate about, then they tend to be successful. So long as they meet customer needs, customers can afford, has competitive advantage, and then you're passionate. Because if you're not passionate, you are going to get very, very tired of it. Remember, a business concept, and when you start a business, you want to have a legacy, to your company to go on for generations. It's not something you're just going to start and stop. So if it's going to make you tired, you give up and you are going to close. So it's good to have these things in mind. Have these things in mind. Mm. And then the other issue to consider is, can you afford it? Some of the business concepts are very expensive. Maybe you are going to be importing some of the supplies, some parts for repair have to be imported, or even the whole starting that business, you'll need money. It will need certain offices, storage spaces. And in our previous, I think part 2, we discussed about research, survey and using research methods to find out what really this concept you need. Yeah. Speaking to many people. So if you discover that you can't afford it, then you have to stop. You have to, it's very good, yeah. Everything is good. Customers want it. Customers can afford, but for you, you don't have that initial capital to set it up, you know? How will you go about it? Even if you get a loan, how will you pay the loan? So these are some of the things to think about. And if you borrow from friends and family, you know, we have a book where we have written about dangerous money, So there are also risks. It's very good to borrow from friends and family, but are you ready to go through the risks that come with that? Yeah. So these are some of the things to consider. Yeah, whether a concept, whether a business concept is the best. Remember, you want the best. You want the best for yourself. Why? Because it's not easy to start a business. I mean, the energy and the money you put in. And that is why you find people have not given a thought to the concept at the beginning. There's a lady who came here. She talked about, she had started a tissue business to sell tissue paper. Yeah. And so she had stocked. She had it in a store, and so she was, taking orders from people in the neighborhood. She would take to them. And then she came to realize that people didn't like her tissue paper. Already she had it. She had a lot. And she spoke to other business people. She tried to find out why were people complaining. And she came to know that her tissue, people said that it is poor quality. I'm telling you, it was not selling. And she came to our webinar because she wanted to find out what can she do. So this is failure, to take time with a concept. Take your time. I usually recommend 6 months, even 1 year, thinking about a new thing you want to do. Always take your time, because then you know all these things before you start. For example, she would have known the quality, of tissue paper people want. And you can even have samples. As you do your survey, you can come with a sample. Visit different locations and ask people, what do you think about this kind of tissue paper? Have you ever seen it? Have you used it? How much money do you think you would, and you give them a range, this much to this much, this much to this much, and why do you buy, which tissue do you buy, and why do you buy that tissue? That kind of investigation, so that you are very sure before you bring it in large stocks. You already know this is what people really want. Yeah. So you can't really take a chance in business because it involves time, it involves money. So you can imagine somebody like that who never did an analysis. Where is she going to take that tissue that people don't want? What is going to happen? Yeah. So she, we encouraged her. She had to restart, find out what people really want, and come up with that, the best. The best is what people want. And of course, there are those other factors which we have discussed that you have to consider. I don't know if there is any questions. This is a moment also for, let me pause there because I have shared a lot of information. Any questions, comments? And we didn't, if you didn't introduce yourself, you can share in a chat. We have, or you can even open your mic and there is a question here. Is it late to start a business at almost 50 years? Is that late to grow a business? It's not late, you know. If someone is 50 years old, you are still energetic, you know. I hear, I understand the owner, the one who started KFC, I think he started at 80 years old. It doesn't matter your age because, if customers really need that business concept, yeah, and there's really need and they can afford, everything is aligning. I mean, it yourself very quickly. The most important thing is, it's also to have a team that is supporting you and helping you. You have to think of things like succession planning. Some of the companies you see today, even globally, like Cadbury, they were started by individuals in their homes those many years ago, and they are still going on today. So you can grow, you can start a business that doesn't have to really depend on your own personal daily presence. Yeah, it doesn't have to. It can be ran by other people. That is why people say, let money work for you. You have people who are working for you. So long as the concept is right, there's demand for it. It doesn't have to demand your daily process. You will do the starting, the kick starting, and then that business take off. And then you'll be there supervising, giving direction. Now, there is Mercy Joroge here. I'm a seasoned HR professional with several years of experience. I truly have a passion for people, workplace. Yeah. I'm currently as a HR consultant seeking to support SMEs to establish HR department. Wow, this is great. You also specialize in corporate training and offer insurance services, and that is your contact there. Well done, Mercy. Well done. It's a good business that, yeah. I'm checking on questions. Yes. Questions that you have, questions and comments. Questions and comments. That's what I'm checking.